Your show's been sounding really good. What mics are these? Are they
just a 50, just a 58.
Oh, 58.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just got a little muff on them, dude.
Yeah.
Because I did them the first few episodes without it, and then you could just hear me going, "Pet your cat."
Yeah.
And it's just like, fuck, I need to get something together. Yeah, man. No, I'm kind of like watching you while you work throughout the few times I've seen you. I'm like, man, this guy. He knows what he's doing with these mics and these cables.
I like
to
pretend.
Never mind. You don't have cables. Here, everyone's like super old school and like garagey about it. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get all the amps and we'll put them in a circle and point them at each other.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm kind of an extremist when it comes to stage volume and all that stuff.
Oh,
so.
I love it, dude. No, yeah. The one time I was taking pictures, I went behind the stage. I couldn't fucking hear anything. I'm like, there is no music back here. This is crazy. It was so weird to me. But we'll get into it. I'm gonna do a little countdown, do my intro, and then we'll
Sweet.
Into it. All right. And 3, 2. You talking to me? I'm talking to you, and this is Talking to Me, Talking to You. And I am joined by a new friend of mine, Chris Harding.
What's up, Will?
What's up, man? Thank you for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it, really, dude. I talked to you a few times about doing the podcast, and you're like, man, yeah, I've been kind of watching it and like catching up. And I'm like,
dude,
seriously?
I watch most of the episodes. Yeah,
dude, I love that. I appreciate that. Seriously, I love when people like approach me and talk to me about it. Just makes me kind of get these little like butterflies and stuff.
Yeah.
You get the little pen. You pulled it out of his pocket and then plugged it right out. I'm like, dude, I was gonna give you one, but you already got one. I reach it. I'm a fan of you, man. I've been learning about like what you do and like we were just talking about before the podcast. You're like specialized in audio, but what's really unique about what you do is like a live audio engineer, but you do in-ears,
right?
And it just kind of blows my mind because nobody like really locally does in-ear monitors. So what kind of led you into doing that kind of live audio?
It's kind of all about getting a good sound out front. I've always been like super sensitive ever since I was a kid to like unpleasant sounds.
Okay.
And what really kind of I think degrades from a live show is when you're in like a small little bar and you've got this band that has stage wedges and they're turned up louder than the PA out front, and you just hear that slap of the stage wedges coming off of the wall,
like a bounce back. Yeah.
And it makes everything
extra
dirty.
verby.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so when you switch to in-ears, you eliminate that completely. Mm-hmm. Somebody had a good analogy for this. They said stage monitors are a PA system pointed in the wrong direction.
Oh, okay.
And I've kind of adopted that philosophy.
I like that.
When you eliminate stage volume, you get cleaner sound from all your sources. Mm-hmm. You're able to mix a higher quality live show as long as your PA is able to push everything.
Yeah.
And that's another consideration is when you take away like real guitar amps, you have to have more oomph in your PA in order to recreate that. Cause
in
a lot
EQing.
Right. Like 20 years ago, you go to see a band and they would have a small little PA, but the only thing going into the PA is vocal, maybe like a kick drum for like a subwoofer or something.
Yeah.
But now you've got bands running their entire show through a PA, like all the sources into the PA because there's no stage volume. Yeah. So there's like it's kind of an interesting trade-off. You have to have a good enough PA in order to really handle that. No,
and that's a good point. I mean, just thinking about like the different stuff, because I have not even thought about it like in depth like that. And I've been around the music scene and like just messing around with audio gear for years. But just the concept of how you're going to mic and line everything and where that sound is all headed and directed. I mean, to me, it just is a, somebody has no idea about it. Just like, oh, let's just plug it in and set the mics in front of it and let's go. I mean, I remember the first time I seen a guy get a flashlight and like find the speaker. And I was oh, you got to find the speaker? I think that was Devin Brooks. Shout out to Devin.
Yeah, Devin's a great dude, man.
He's good.
Love
dude,
Devin.
Man. But what kind of got you into doing sound, like engineering in general? Did you just play music and then kind of got into it?
So when I was in middle school, a lot of my friends were playing in the marching band and they had bands on the sides. Like they would be playing brass instruments or percussion or whatever, and then
Okay.
they would pick up like guitar, bass, whatever.
Yeah.
And they had their own band, and I thought that was super cool. So I would just try to spend more time with them and hang out with them. Eventually, I got a guitar. I think my freshman year of high school, and started learning how to play, but I wasn't very good. So I just kind of kept trying to surround myself with musical friends and asking them, hey, like, can I try to like do something for you? Like, I remember early in high school, some of those friends came over to my house, and they had one of those like Tascam multi-track recorder things that you can like burn CDs off of. You remember those?
Yeah.
So they recorded a song in my bedroom, and I thought that was like super cool. I was like, whoa, this is awesome. And I was always super into computers as a kid. So when they gave me the 2-track mix that we did in the bedroom, I sat at my computer. I'm like, how can I make this better? And I just started playing with audio software and just experimenting. And
playing with the effects. And,
right. And that kind of led me down the path like, oh, you can do a lot of cool stuff with a computer. And then I started recording myself playing guitar. And I didn't really get super serious with band recording and mixing until Room for Zero, the band that I'm in now.
Yep.
Because we kind of wanted to make records, but we didn't want to pay anybody to do it because we're all broke.
Okay. So you so you produced the records for Room for Zero.
Yeah,
I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
I was curious. I assumed, with all your knowledge and gear and equipment and just I mean it's way cheaper to do it yourself.
Right. So the first EP that we did ourselves. Our singer had a friend who had an extra house on their property that was not being used.
Like a pool house, kind of?
It was like a house that like somebody's grandma lived in. And she passed and they just never did anything with it. But they had like a big farm property, and so they had this small little house that was not getting used. And they let us come in there for like a weekend. We set up all of our stuff and poorly recorded an EP. And I thought that was the coolest thing. But for our LP that we did, we went to Soap Float Studios with Ben Cochran, who's an amazing guy.
I've heard him.
Very talented guy.
Did he work with See You and the Funnies on their records?
Probably. He's worked with a lot of people.
One of their first records, I think so. Is it like a church-like?
Yeah, it used to be an old church over by Stanley's Pub, that area.
Okay, yeah.
He's since moved to a different space. But he did our LP, and then after that, I did everything else after that. Not because we don't love Ben, but because we were experimenting with demos and stuff and getting better at doing our own stuff. And it's nice having full control over your own project instead of trying to like put it into words to somebody else, like how you want something to sound. Or, it's cool to just be able to tinker with it yourself.
And so with Room for Zero, I seen a post a little bit ago that you had made 2 records last year. So I assume that you've done some other people's stuff too. I think you helped on Noah Smith's record, right? Mixing and mastering, right?
Yep, I mixed and mastered Noah's latest record that came out, Ain't So Bad Around Here.
Yep.
And then everything that Sunday Drives has put out for the last 2 years.
You've mixed and mastered that too? Yeah. I did not know that. That's cool. I knew that you did stuff with them. I just did not know that you. The songs sound great. Like,
thanks.
The sound is really good. I got this. I've teetered with my own little stuff. I got I had Studio One. I recorded some demos with the Funny Boys. Just like a lot of just fun, just goofing around in the basement kind of stuff. And just was playing with it, and just like the biggest thing what you were saying that I wanted to point on was when you're finding all these like, I can do that. Like, it's more about knowing the names of the effects that you want, because I feel like we as creative people we like think of those effects. Oh man, like if it sounded like a radio, like how do I make it sound like a radio? You know what I mean? And like, it's all just about knowing the name of that, and then applicating it and how much to put onto it, and how and like what weird frequency. It gets so detailed. But I just thought that's like the fun of it, right? Is like learning the processes and just starting on your own and then developing into new and helping others too.
Right, and the only way you get that knowledge, in my opinion, is by doing it.
Absolutely.
So the more you do it, the better you get at it, the more comfortable you get at it, the more you kind of hone in on what tools that you have available that you like to use, that you know are effective in certain situations and all that.
So what would you say you like doing better? Do you say you like doing the live audio, or would you say you like working in the studio with people?
I think I like the live a little bit more. It's a little bit more stressful because it's
run and
live.
gun, yeah.
If you mess up or something goes wrong,
if the speaker screeches, that's on you.
right. The reason I say that though is because I like mixing a lot. I like shaping sounds and getting sounds and finding cool effects and things like that, which is what you do a lot in the studio setting. But I hate editing. And so in the studio setting, I have to do a lot more editing.
Yeah.
And like cleaning up things.
Tediousness.
Time aligning things. And I'm not good at that.
Okay.
And so I really don't care for that aspect of it as much. But I do really enjoy doing the studio stuff too.
Yeah. Because you have your own home studio, right? That you play around in. Yeah. I'd assume so. With just working with other people though in the studio, like what do you have any like good moments you could think of in the last year that you've had in the studio with people?
So I haven't really recorded a lot of people outside of my band.
Anything.
So for Noah's record, we recorded about half the songs live at his drummer Aaron Roy's studio.
Okay.
And I helped with that, but everything else Noah did in his home studio, and all of the Sunday Drive stuff, with the exception of maybe one or two songs, were recorded at Noah's studio.
Right, yeah.
And then Ben Fisher.
Yeah. I'm about to say, yeah. Because I know they work with Ben and Noah. I wasn't sure of anything else, though.
Right.
We should drop some names. Ben Cochran, Ben Fisher, Noah Smith. Those are great dudes, great studio minds, too, man. Like, those people. Yeah, for sure. That's what the biggest thing, like, being in a studio, just that environment, man, is so, like, wildly creative, like, but it's like this, it's a weird, like, pumped up anxiety, like everyone's having fun, but it's like these ideas are just smacking the wall, like, at all times, you know, when you have a room full of like really dedicated fun people, you know.
Right.
With your band Room for Zero, when was that first demo you said that you guys did?
Probably 2015. I think it might have been 2014, but I think it's 2015.
Okay, so you guys have been rocking for a while.
Yeah.
I listened to a few of the songs, man. I really dig the sound. I like
Thanks.
it. I like it a lot. It's more like, it kind of runs more into what I listen to on the softer side of stuff. I have like a harder side of music, but like on the softer side, man, I love it's almost new wavy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely like an indie pop rock, you know. I compare it to like what is it, the Killers. Good comparison. Dude, I really like it. I got a video pulled up, actually.
Oh, right on. Yeah, the most recent song we put out, I didn't actually mix. We sent it off to somebody else as an experiment.
Nice.
It's actually this one,
Yeah. Dude, this is,
we shot this in my basement, this video.
This is in your basement?
Yeah.
Dude, the video is killer, which is kind of like a big thing I like, because like I'm a video guy and film guy.
Yeah, I got into cameras a year or two ago.
Did you guys like film this like just yourselves? Like,
yeah.
Okay, nice. Dude, it looks awesome. I love the aesthetic with the aluminum foil. Everything's shiny. You're using the lights to reflect off everything. It's so cool.
Thank you.
And the music's kick-ass. So how many guys are in your band?
4.
4?
Yep.
Just a traditional drum, bass, guitar singer?
We actually don't have a bass player.
Oh, okay.
I play bass on a couple of songs, but for the most part, we just track bass.
Okay, that's what confused me then, because I thought I seen you with a guitar in your hand, and a show, but then again I'm like, but there's the other guy's got a guitar.
Yep.
Where's the bass? I'm like, is he the bass player? And I don't know why. I just like created a vision in my head that you had a bass in your hand all of a sudden. I don't know. It was funny. like the memory, you know.
Right.
Because I think I seen you guys back in like, dude, I want to say 2017. Because that was when I first, because like they say, oh yeah, this band's using in-ears, so we got blah blah. I think I was there with maybe seeing the funnies or something. Like, yeah, this band's using in-ears. I'm like, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
What's up with that? It's like, oh, it's just them doing it. I'm like, okay, so it's that band themselves bringing their stuff. That's really cool. Kind of that introduced me to it, 5 years ago. And I heard you guys. I'm like, man, these guys are good.
Thanks.
It's kind of like a cool little circle.
Yeah.
Here we are. So you guys dropped this in 2021.
I think 2020. I can't remember, man. Time melts together the last couple years.
Yes, for sure. I feel that. It looks great though. Who did the camera work?
So our old drummer, he injured his shoulder and he can't play anymore. But he's still a good friend of ours. So we had him come in and run the camera for us. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it looks awesome. It looks like he knows how to operate a camera real well.
It's Black Magic, like the old school pocket cinema, the 1080p
Oh, really?
one.
Okay. Not one of the new fancy cinema cameras? Nice.
I'm not made of money like Sandwich Jones.
Dude, I love it. It looks great, too, man. I mean, seriously, like, what a cool video, like, to self-produce. You just in-house editing, too?
Yeah, so our singer is comfortable with video editing, so
nice.
He cut the whole thing together.
Yeah.
We actually have another video that we're getting ready to put out.
About to come out?
At some point, yeah.
Dude, I'm excited. Oh, I just noticed he's got the Freddie Mercury stick going. That's killer. I love it. Oh, he's got a trench coat. I'm noticing so much now about the style of you guys. This is a turtle. Is that turtleneck?
I don't know.
It would be cool.
He was going for a Sting look with the Freddie Mercury mic stand.
I love it. That's a great song. I really do like that song.
Thank you.
It's a good song. And the video is killer. It really is. It coming from my opinion, at least. Yeah, I love it, man. Just having fun and doing that kind of stuff. Like you said, you guys just kind of like did it, and it mostly was in house. You said the only thing you guys did was just send it out.
Yeah, we sent it out for mixing. I think I'm going to mix all the rest of the songs that we're doing moving forward.
Because you're damn good at it.
the mix is good, but yeah, over the last couple years, I feel like my skill level has progressed.
It's gotten better, yeah.
I'm more comfortable doing our stuff and feeling good about it.
Well, at this point, I mean, that's like almost 10 plus years now, right? I mean, just purely working on like just the audio engineering aspect of it.
Yeah, I didn't really get into it heavy until Room for Zero. So
okay, 2015,
6-7 years.
Yeah, that's getting there. It's getting close. and the biggest aspect of all that stuff is just like liking music and having that ear for it and just enjoying good songs. That was the only reason why I was even ever been involved in anything musically, is just having a good, fun ear. Like, what with Rick Rubin, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He don't know how to play anything. He's just there, and he like, oh man, I feel this. You know? And that's just, it's a cool concept to live by. Obviously, like knowing how to play music is a big attribute to it. Right. But just having this emotional connection, because recently, man, with music, I've been watching shows, and I've just been feeling real like some emotion hit me, dude. I think I've teared up twice in the last few shows, like listening to a song and listening to the words and going, man, this, hits you, and just having that aspect in us, like making it, I think kind of brings all that together and out at the same time, into this what that emotion is with the live. I think that's why maybe you like the live more, is like the live is kind of the experience too. Right. That's how it is in my opinion.
I'm really glad you brought that up, because I view music very much the same way too, as an emotional connection or an emotional experience. And that's one thing that really drew me to Noah's music. I never really listened to country music. It's not my bag. But man, when I ran a show for Noah, totally unrelated to him. It was like a fundraiser that I was running sound for, and he came and played. Okay. And after that show, they asked me if I wanted to come run sound for their next show. But just watching him and the band play, Noah is really a master of that emotional communication
Yeah.
in his show and in his songwriting.
Yeah,
And
we talked about that
yeah,
on one of the shows.
That totally captivated me, and it's
He's just
really,
a personal guy,
yeah,
too.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like,
And it's really kind of changed my perspective on music too, because I was never really as tuned into the emotional aspect of it until I started working with Noah, and now
Okay.
I see it everywhere.
yeah.
And that's one of the most important things to me, I think, in both a live show and a good recording, is that you're creating an experience for somebody.
Exactly.
Right.
It's exactly like watching a movie, man. You know,
Right, right,
It's
yeah.
like you're trying in the live thing, man. Because like my perspective, like you said, it's not your bag, and I'm the same way, man. I'm a metal guy, man.
Yeah.
I'm an alternative rock, like post hardcore.
Right.
I love indie and soft rock. Like I love that. That's up my alley. But I don't go into the country. I go into the folk bluegrass
Yeah,
section.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But with live experiences though, I go into that with like an open heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I don't have any predetermined judgment of genre or anything, because everything sounds different live. You know,
Right.
you get to actually see that. And like with guys like Noah, has those extra ambiguous portrayals of that emotion that hit you. You know, like
Right.
he'll talk to you after the songs. Like you'll hear this wah wah, and those sounds are put in movies
Right.
to make you feel things. And
Right.
like, it's all about that and that live experience to me. And like that, my mind will never change. Like I'll listen to whatever on Spotify. Like I like what I like, but when it goes out to live, it's an open forum, man. Like anything can please me. Yeah. And I'm willing to let everything please me.
Adam Lee's another master of that too, man.
Those guys too. Those two, man, they're good. Adam's coming out here soon. I had Noah on.
He's an elusive man.
That's the slogan. He runs with it very well too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had a conversation about like I can't say it. I have a podcast and I can't talk. Being somebody that can, the authenticity. There we go. I said it. But just the authenticity of like somebody like that can just say what they're feeling, and it's like portrayed correctly, and it's like they're just like their brain just boom 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 boom, and they just know what they're getting at, you know, at all times, like on stage, like performing.
Yeah.
Because I look at all that stuff, like say like in an interview, you know what I mean, you go like you're getting like a real interview, like you kind of come with a prepared mindset. You maybe rehearse some of what you're going to say, maybe you're thinking about it, but like to have that cordial mind to just run through it and not like without that game plan, you just have that sense. It's like an extra sense, like
Right,
you just like
right.
you can. And I talked to another guy that he's like I had an episode with him, Charlie Sardo. He's a chess gamer. He's a musician as well, and he can play chess and just talk like while playing chess. So yeah, guys,
that's crazy.
and it blows my mind, dude. And it's because he's been performing as a musician, doing open mics for years, so he just knows how to run a stage, and his mind
Right.
just works that. And it's just cool, that authenticity of just being able to speak clearly and fluently while you're distracted in a way. You know what I mean? Like it's a cool perspective. You know.
Yeah.
It's just all that, man. The emotional bringing into music and all the steps, you know, in the studio, the live thing, you know, trying to create that adventure for somebody, you know. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I'm glad to, in a way, to be a part of it, you know, just by trying to spread it, you know, like just through the show or showing up at them, because that's the biggest thing, showing up, man. You know, I've learned that real hard the last year, you know, because you miss things. Life passes you by.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't run at it, man. You know, and these last 2 years has taught me that so much, and hard lessons. You know what I mean? But Chris, dude, I just want to thank you so much, man, for
Absolutely.
coming out,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again.
Dude, yeah,
sometime.
no, for sure. Anytime, man. You can come out anytime. I'm sure we're gonna go check out this Noah Smith show, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But thank you, man, so much.
Thank you, Will.
This has been Talking to Me, Talking to You. Thanks for watching.